Welcome to the next chapter of Flutter development course. So now that you have an understanding of the tools that you need to install for setting up Flutter development environment, we will see in this chapter how we can do it. Now in order to set up Flutter and all the required tools, I recommend you to visit flutter.dev, and there you can click on get started, where you will be taken to an official documentation, and we will go through all the setup instructions. Here on the installation starting page, you can choose your operating system. So not the system you want to target, but this is the system which you are working on, where you will be developing your Flutter application. So here we are going to choose macOS, and we will be focusing on both Android and iOS development. And as I have said already earlier, that we need to have macOS in order to develop applications for iOS. So once you click on iOS, like, you will be need to choose the type of application that you are going for. So let's just choose iOS for the moment. And once you have click on that, you will be find a detailed setup instruction. And in general, I recommend always you visit this, like, go through all these setup instruction in addition to the video, because sometimes some tiny steps change and some links might change, because in software development, tools and SDKs frequently receive updates and upgrades. So depending on the new updates, there might be slight changes in the instruction. So always go through this official documentation, like in addition to this video. So on this page, you will get all the direct links to all the updated tools that you need to install. So definitely check out the official documentation. So let us go through this. First of all, you need to there is some additional step which you need to do if you are on a Apple Silicon device, for example M1 and M2. So there is one single step which you need to do, but of course it's possible that in future that this step is not required, but for now this is required. So written in the official documentation, if in future this step is not required, they will already mention it. So for now, since I'm running on a Apple M1 machine, so I will just copy this particular command and paste it on my terminal. So right now I already have Rosetta installed, so I do not need to know that. But you will be prompted to enter your password, and once you did that, there will be a small extra tooling or walkthrough for this setup, which is required if you are on a M1 device. If you are not on a Apple Silicon device, you can skip this particular step. So now we move on to installing the Flutter SDK. So depending on the Mac OS you have, for example, I have a Apple Silicon device, so I will choose this one. But if you are not having an Apple Silicon device, you can choose the Intel processor one. So what I will do is I will download this zip, which is the Flutter SDK. Now once this zip is downloaded, we'll wait for the download to finish. So my download is completed. Like, you can see the zip folder is present, the Flutter SDK zip folder is present in my downloads folder. Now what they ask is you to create a Flutter development folder in the root directory, and keep all your SDK into that. But this is not necessary. You can create your own folder and keep wherever you want. For example, I do not have the development directory in my system, so like I have kept the Flutter in the root itself, so there is no other folder here. So but it's not mandatory that you have to keep in the root directory as well. Like, you can keep it anywhere, but you need to remember the path, because we need that path to be included in a file, which I will be telling you later, like in the next step. So first of all, you need to now, in order to add the Flutter path in your profile script, what you need to do is you need to first verify whether your terminal is a ZHS profile or has a bash profile. Like, you need to define the shell. For that, you need to scroll a bit upwards, where you can see that there is a particular command by which you can determine which particular shell you are running on. So if I click, if I use this command, I can see that my shell is ZHS type shell. So I do not need to do any additional step. But if you have a bash shell, then you need to install the ZHS and make ZHS as your default shell. So there is a certain step which you need to do. It's already written here. So if by any chance, if there is a possibility that you will be having a bash shell, then you can install this ZHS and make this ZHS as your default shell. Now once you have done that, you need to add this particular file in ZHS-env or Z profile. For example, you might not have ZHS-env, so what you can do is you can go to your terminal, you can use the nano editor to open the Z profile, and you as you can see that my Flutter path is already added here, so you can add the Flutter path here. Also, if you do not want to use this, you can just go to the finder itself, locate where the particular file is. Like this file will be hidden by default, so you need to unhide all your files and see where the file is. So there is my file. I will double click it and you can edit here, like you can add the Flutter path here itself. So once you have done that, you need to restart your terminal in order to update the path. Like if you do not restart the terminal, the path will not be getting updated. So now the next step is you need to install Xcode. For that you can use this following command to install the Xcode, or what you can do is you can go into App Store, you can search for Xcode and you can download that Xcode. I already have downloaded Xcode, so I have an option to update. But if you are if you have not downloaded the Xcode, you will be getting an option to get it. So download it from there, and then you have to verify the license. So just run this command and it will get automatically verified. So if you do not have Git installed in your system, by installing Xcode, it automatically installs Git. But if you want to do it separately, you can do that as well. So now we can once we have set up Xcode and everything, we need some virtual device as well. So we will be installing the Xcode simulators. So you can follow this terminal commands for downloading the simulator, or you can do one thing, you can directly launch Xcode. And you can download the simulator from there. Just in a minute, I believe it will launch. So if you do not have any simulator, like I have the simulators downloaded here, so it's appear here, like it's appearing here. But if you do not have any simulator downloaded, so you will be getting an option here to download the simulators. Just download the latest version of the simulators, and once the simulator is ready, you are ready to create your application. Now the next step is you need to install Cocoa Pods. For that you need to follow these commands and add the path of this particular thing, like copy this and add it to your Z profile or ZHS env, whatever we did in the previous step. So I already have Cocoa Pod installed, but it's the Brew one. There are two types of Cocoa Pod. One is from Gem, and another is from Brew. So I need the Brew Cocoa Pod for some of my projects, so I have installed that. But I would recommend you to install the Gem one. So go for this setup, like install these few commands, and once you have done that, you are ready to do your changes. Now what you can do is you want to we have already done the steps, like we have installed Xcode, we have installed the simulators, we have installed Cocoa Pod, we have installed Git along with Xcode. So all the steps that are required to create my applications are almost ready. The development environment is ready. Now what you need to do is you need to run Flutter Doctor in your terminal once. So once you run this command, it will see, like, it will return you all the uh, details that you like, whether your system is capable of running a Flutter application or not. For example, I already have everything set up, so you can see everything is ticked, like there is no issues found. But if there is a certain issue found in some of the development environment, there will be an error message shown, and also they will tell you what particular command uh, you need to write in order to fix that particular issue. So there goes the installation. Like, we have completed the like setting up the development environment for Flutter. Now in the next chapter, what we will do is we will see how we can create an application, and we will take it from there. So that's it. Thank you guys. See you in the next chapter.